All right, good morning, everybody. It's May the 4th, the year 2017, and we got Schuyler Barbeau's trial coming up, I believe, on June the 5th. That's 1 month away, so he's going to have to prepare to represent himself pro se, and he's got 1 month. And so he's asked for some help from us. I'm going to be making a series of Schuyler Barbeau videos as I get time, but I recommend that if you guys have the answers that Schuyler Barbeau for the questions that he's asking, that you write him a letter, and that's his address right there. And even if you don't want to research some of the questions that he's asking, just write him an encouraging letter. Send him a Bible verse. Let him know that you haven't forgot about him. This man has put himself on the line for liberty and freedom in this country, specifically the Second Amendment, and he's participated in many freedom and liberty events throughout this country, and we don't need to turn our backs on him. Okay, I want just to do kind of an overview on Schuyler Barbeau. This is outpost-of-freedom.com, ran by Gary Hunt. Okay, so Gary Hunt runs this Outpost of Freedom. It's got a Schuyler Barbeau page, and you can read Schuyler Barbeau's writings on Gary Hunt's webpage. I recommend you take the time and read it. He's a very articulate man, very educated about our Constitution and the founding ideals this country was founded on, and he's currently sitting in a prison. The FBI threw him in with ISIS and said that he was a dangerous terrorist. Absolutely absurd what the FBI has done. Okay, I've put a lot of Schuyler Barbeau's legal motions, if you want to read them yourself, in a Dropbox, okay? And I'll put the link in the Dropbox in the description section, and we've got a lot of his writings as well as his legal motions in this Dropbox. We also have a YouTube playlist, okay? And it's got, looks like 38 videos about Schuyler Barbeau. If you guys want to bring up the playlist and go through Schuyler Barbeau's videos, you certainly can do that. Two of the videos that I would recommend is Schuyler Barbeau being put in prison for a short barrel rifle is plain stupid and against the Second Amendment. It's a 5-minute video where it discusses short barrel rifle and pistols and what the difference is, and the difference can mean the difference between being in prison for 10 years or freedom. Another video that I think is important is this binary trigger bump fire slide fire and the selective enforcement of fully automatic weapons. And so I recommend you watch this video as well as read his writings. There's also a Schuyler Barbeau Facebook page, and he's got a mom, and I often say this when I talk about Stacy Barbeau, but may we all have moms like Stacy Barbeau. She is her son's biggest supporter. She is very outspoken for the cause of liberty, and she supports her son, and that is very encouraging to see that. So the main reason I wanted to make this video is we got an email from Schuyler last night, and it said need some help. And so it said, first, here's a list of the motions. These are talking about docket numbers on pacer.gov. I spent some time this morning and downloaded all of those motions, so I'll be doing a separate video and reading those into YouTube. And then he's going to send me docket number 50, which is, I believe, sealed, so I couldn't get a hold of that. 64 I did download, so I have a copy of that. And then I downloaded 72 and 73 from Pacer. He goes on to write, my big motion to dismiss should be on the record by now. It is the most important one. That could be its own video. Then I will have a few more filed next week. I guess the judge has granted in part some of my motions, but I don't know what yet. I'll probably find out tomorrow when I see my standby counsel. I sent Gary Hunt an email last night and asked him to forward it to you to see if you could help get the word out that I need someone to do some research to get some statistics for me. I need to get the numbers for the following. This is where I'm asking for your guys' help out there, and Schuyler's asking for your help, okay? So if you have the answers to these questions, and I'm fixing to read them, you can mail them to Schuyler, or you can leave them in the comments section, and I can mail them to Schuyler. I have a Corlinks account with Schuyler where I can send him email, but you can also mail them through the United States mail, whatever floats your boat. All right, he wants to know the number of AR-15 rifles in America. Okay, so these are things that we can help research for Schuyler. The number of AR-15 pistols, approximate, because so many people build ghost guns with 80% lowers. He wants to know the number of registered short-barreled rifles. ATF can give that information, and how many in the last 10 to 15 years. So it's one thing just to provide a number, but we need to provide sources, because Schuyler wants to use this in the court of law, and so he's got to be able to provide sources for this for these statistics. So he wants to know the number of registered short-barreled rifles. ATF can give this information, and how many in the last 10 to 15 years. Number of registered machine guns. Number of AR-15 rifles used in crimes of violence in the last 10 to 15 years. Number of AR-15 pistols used in crimes of violence the last 10 to 15 years. Number of registered short-barreled rifles that have been used in crimes of violence the last 10 to 15 years. Number of registered machine guns used in crimes of violence the last 10 to 15 years. The Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Statistics might be able to provide some info on crimes. National Rifle Association will probably have a lot of this information. Also, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Firearms Case Summary, Washington, United States Government Printing Office might have some information. I found these as places of information cited in some older cases I've been reading. I'm filing a motion for an evidentiary hearing to make a showing that my rifle, as an SBR, short-barreled rifle, and MG machine gun, is typically used by law-abiding citizens such as myself for lawful purposes, self-defense, target shooting, hunting, militia duty, etc. And then the court might say that the Second Amendment may apply. I have to make a showing, though, and I need statistics to give to the court. If I can get a lot of people working on this, making calls to the NRA and ATF and Department of Justice and such, maybe I can succeed. Trial is coming quick. Any help will be greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right. Well, that is Schuyler Barbeau's letter. I'll put it in the comment section. I pray you write him a letter. I pray if you have a talent for researching these sorts of statistics, you'll help Schuyler Barbeau out. I pray you visit his Facebook page and leave his mother an encouraging letter. I pray that you do not forget the fact that we have an innocent man in prison. His name is Schuyler Barbeau, and he's a Marine, and he's the last person in the world that should be referred to as a domestic terrorist. Yet in this upside-down world, that's exactly what's happened. And if good people like you and I don't come together and support his mother and support Schuyler, they're going to stick this man in prison for a long time. And we need to say that we did everything we can to make noise and shine light, and to stand up and to yell the truth from the rooftops, that we don't think it's right, that the government is targeting him, and we want Schuyler Barbeau back on the street with his family. We want him reunited with his mother, and we want to see him have his freedom again. All right, God bless every one of you, and have a great day.